Hey guys, welcome to Voc Rehab Bootcamp. I am Nick the Vet, and today's video has been a long time coming. It is going to be on self-employment. I'm currently in the self-employment track. So for those of you who are in Voc Rehab right now and you're doing any track except for self-employment or ILP, you can actually switch to self-employment when you finish the track that you're in, which is what I did. So after I graduated, my counselor, who had never checked on me, she didn't know anything about what I was doing, never followed up on anything, she decided I was job ready and stuck me in job ready status. Well, I've got a video on job ready status you really should check out, because if your counselor tries to stick you in it and you don't meet the qualifications for job ready, then they should not be putting you in job ready status. Anyway, my counselor stuck me in there. I went and read job ready status, the criteria, and realized I didn't meet the criteria. So I went back and told her that for me and my career, I needed a reel in order to try to get real producer work, not doing my own stuff, but work with a studio or a production company. Even though job ready status says you need to have a resume, for me, the resume is a reel. So I started to push to get $75,000 to create a broadcast ready project, hire a crew, do what actual producers do, so I could have that to exhibit, to show to potential clients. Well, they said no because they can't give you money, but they sort of countered and said, but we can get you the equipment. I think I may have asked, whatever, can I get the equipment? So they said yes, and I ended up getting this. Once I got that, I had to submit a business proposal, and it took about 4 months, and then I finally got the equipment. Now I'm in job ready status again, and I'll be getting 2 months of EAA. I got 2 months of EAA already when I was in school, which is employment through long-term services. But because of COVID, they're giving us an extra 2 months. So now I got 2 more months of EAA coming, and then they'll watch me for a year as I go out and create projects and do what I want to do in the film industry, and then I'm good. So that's my story about how I got it. So if you are in any track other than ILP or self-employment right now, and you want to move over into self-employment, that's kind of the way I did it. You can't just say, I want to do it. But if you don't meet the job ready status requirements, then there could be ways for you to kind of creatively switch over to self-employment, because once you're in, they want to get you out successfully. They don't want to just put you out. Well, some of them do try to kick you out, but the goal is for you to be successful. So that's how I did it. Now, how are you going to do it? So here's what you need to do. When you first go in to meet with your counselor and you present self-employment, based on this guideline right here, they are supposed to give you information about self-employment. They're supposed to go through an evaluation period to see if this is a good fit. I've never known a counselor to do that, and I've never seen a counselor that dealt with any vet that to which I've spoken tell me that when they said I'm interested in self-employment, they say, oh, well, here's the literature, let's talk about it. They always shut it down and go, you're not one of the most handicapped veterans, therefore no. So take this guideline the next time you go to your initial meeting and you express interest in self-employment. Make sure you guys get a chance to talk about it. So once you do, that period they go through to make sure that's the best fit for you. Everybody's not going to get self-employment simply because you want it. They have to evaluate it, but your job is to present the best case. Now, so here's some of the things that I've seen you guys do that I wouldn't suggest. You don't really know what you want to do. You just want your own business. Just like you can't go in and say, I need a degree in order to get a promotion. You can't go in and say, I want to start a business. This isn't the Small Business Administration. They're not helping people start businesses. They're helping you find employment that does not exacerbate your service-connected disabilities and is the best plan for you out of the 5 tracks that they have. So your job is to present your situation in a way that they would find self-employment the most suitable for you. Self-employment was the most feasible for me. I had 4 degrees in film and television related, that genre. I'd worked in a lot of, big budget projects. I produced my own projects for which I won the highest award you can get in television production. This is what I've been doing for 10 years. So that it was feasible for me to continue to go on that path. So some of you who are presenting, like, let's say, I want to be a filmmaker, let's say, and you have no degree in film, no experience in film, you just want to do it. They're not going to go for that. So you have to present it in a way that they will know you will be successful. So there's three categories that you have to, at least one of the three. I met all three, which made it a slam dunk for me to switch over to self-employment. But you need to have training. You don't need to, but it's good for you to have training in the field in which you want to, take that path you want to take. I did it as a volunteer. I work for my dad's store, whatever. So I have that experience, or I have a degree in it, or it's a hobby. It's something that I do. I'm passionate about. I do it for free. You may have a t-shirt design business. You may be an accountant, but you have a t-shirt design business, and you've been doing that, making all of your family reunion shirts for 5 years. You haven't sold a one, but you feel confident that you could do this on your own, and your job exacerbates your service-connected disabilities, so you need to move into something that doesn't exacerbate it. That's how you present it. I'm going to give you one more example. You may work, let's say hypothetically, you work like me. I worked in the film industry, but I worked as a production manager. All the work that I did producing was on my own. So if you have work that you're doing, you may be in the industry, you may be an artist, maybe, or I don't know, whatever. You're in an industry and you want to start a business that's similar to that industry. You present it that way. Listen, I've been working in this industry for 10 years, even though I wasn't doing this exact job. That's the job that I want to do in self-employment. And don't just say I want it. You have to always wrap in. It soothes me. If you have PTSD and making music relaxes you and doesn't stress you out, make that one of your points. Okay. So once you do that, you go in, you tell them you're interested in self-employment. They're going to blow you off. You're going to come back with your guideline and say, no, we're supposed to go over all this. They're going to say you have to be one of the most seriously handicapped vets. You're going to give them the guideline that says, no, I don't. And then you're going to, insist this is what's good for me. I'm stressed out around people, or, if I was a teacher, the kids were stressing me out. If I was a fireman, I was getting migraines, my back was hurting. Whatever your service-connected disability is, however it relates to the job that you had, that's what you present at that time. Once it's agreed that you have an employment handicap or a serious employment handicap and you're entitled, then of course you can go into self-employment. Now, some VRCs try to deny your entitlement because they don't like the track you want to go to. Make sure you address that. If you present self-employment and they go, well, we're not doing self-employment, therefore you're denied. You say, no, well, let's deal with my entitlement first. We can talk about self-employment later. They may say, no, we need to wrap it all together. You say, no, based on this guideline, entitlement is separate. So let's please address my entitlement. Get past that stage, you're entitled. Now we talk about the track. That's when you have to convince them that self-employment is the best thing for you. Now, business plan. Don't be overwhelmed by a business plan. You can have somebody make a business plan for you. You can probably get a good, decent, organized 20-page business plan for $50. You tell them what kind of field you want to go into. They'll do the research, pull it all together. You tell them what points you want. You could probably get a good 50-page business plan that you could use for grants and whatever for about $80. And you can get a killer, ridiculous business plan that you can use for corporate sponsoring, serious stuff for about $200. So don't let the business plan overtake you. If it were me, I would come in there with a business plan. Most counselors are not ready when vets come in and they're serious about self-employment. So here's a good example. You want to open a pet store, okay? So you would come in and you would say, I've been working as a lawyer for the past 10 years. I know I have a Juris Doctorate degree, but I just want to get out of it. It's totally stressful. All the staring at a computer, all my SCDs are exacerbated, and list how they're exacerbated. And then say, I've been doing my neighbors, 5 or 6 different neighbors, grooming their dogs on weekends. I'm at the point now where I'm really getting a lot of people that want me to do it. And the only joy I have in life now is that I hate my job. I'm in pain every day when I come home. I have a headache every day. It's exacerbating my service connected disability. It's lowering my quality of life. Give them like, 4 pow. Is this wrong? That's wrong. This is wrong. That's wrong in a row. And then say, now on the self-employment side. So I would like to start a grooming business. I have a garage, I have the space, but I'd like to, I need equipment or whatever. I've got a huge backyard and, people can come and go. My house is zoned for it. You don't need a zoning permit or whatever to do it. You got to make it make sense. Right now I wash about 15 dogs a month, but I've got people backed up for, whatever, 3 months. But if I just had, this dog washing machine, if that exists, it's $15,000. I can't afford it, but if I had that, I could be self-employed. I could support myself. I could make my life better. I wouldn't exacerbate my service-connected disabilities, and it would just make everything better. Now, realistically, your VRC should not say no. But if they do say no, then you've got to come back with guidelines. But the next thing you would say is, here's a business plan. I've been doing it for 2 months. Or 6 months or whatever. I've got a people backed up that want to use my services. Here's my business plan. You can go to lots of websites you can go to get a business plan. You present this to your VRC. That is a tight, and also start it with video number 25, where you give your intro as to why you are entitled to Voc Rehab services. So you come out with that. You come out with, this is why my job exacerbates my service-connected disabilities. This is why I don't want to get a degree, why a degree won't help, why I want to go self-employment. This is why, well, you can't have it because you're not seriously handicapped. Yes, I can because of this. Then you give the business plan and you give them a definitive timeline based on your business plan. You would say, when you review my business plan, you'll see that in 3 to 6 months, I could be, I won't be making a ton of money, but in a 6-month period, I should be making this much. And, you may need a little training course. They can do little training courses and you'll get BAH or a stipend while you're in the training course. There may be some 30-day course with, pets.com or, whatever. I don't know. Just present all of that. Have your stuff together. For those of you who just want to be entrepreneurs, you just want to have a business, you have no idea what you want to do, don't mess around with this because you're gonna waste your time, their time, you're gonna be discouraged. Get your stuff together first. Figure out what you want to do, how you're going to present it. Now, let's say hypothetically you have a path you want to go, you want to start a lawn business, let's say, and you've never cut grass in your life. You have no training in it and you have nothing. You just want to do that. The way I would approach it is I would try to get an associate's in lawn maintenance, whatever it may be called, lawn engineering or something, or horticulture or whatever, and present it that way. Say my long-term goal is to open a blah, blah business. Now, your VRC may say, yeah, you're not doing self-employment. Don't argue with it. Just say, okay, well, I need this. It would let me start a business. They love that stuff because then you don't have to have a degree or a bachelor's. You don't have to be on their books for 4 years. They love that. But then when you finish that, you can go back to the way I got approved and look at Job Ready and say, well, I don't have a lawnmower and I don't have this and I don't have that. You don't want to pile all that stuff on in the beginning when you're asking to be approved because that will give them reasons to deny you. What you want to do is make it easy for them. Look at it from their perspective. Too many vets go in there saying, I need this, I need that, I don't have that, you should help me. That's not the way you should go in. It would be great if you could, but that's not the way it works. What you do is you present it in a way that says, it fits the guidelines. I'm entitled based on this. I can get self-employment based on this. I will be successful based on this. Here's my business proposal, which explains why I'll be successful. I only need 6 months to get this done. Here's the nice little package. Now, some people may say, you're doing their job for them. You're making it, they're supposed to do the work. You can pick your battles. You can go in there and fight with them to get what you want, or you can do it the way you know it will work to get what you want. I do the latter. I did way more work than I needed to do to get what I got, but I got what I wanted. I've spoken with some veterans who've gone through the program and they don't have a job and they go, what do I do? That's why you really have to be attentive when they put you in job ready status, because job ready status means you're ready. Don't let them put you in if you're like, I don't know how I'm going to get a job. Some people have gotten training that really does not put them ahead in the hiring process because they have no experience. You have to present that to your VRC. It's not like being an attorney. You know, you graduate law school, you're going to get hired. Of course, you have no attorney lawyering experience because you just graduated. Same with a doctor. But a filmmaker, I can't just get a master's degree and, you know, and Paramount is going to give me a job producing the next movie. It doesn't work that way. So, and it's the same with cutting someone's lawn. You have to have your own equipment. You can't ring someone's bell and say, hey, I'll cut your lawn if you have a lawnmower. They'll be like, get off my property. The biggest thing about self-employment is you have to be prepared. Some people say go in there and see what happens. I don't do that. I don't put my future in somebody else's hands. I go in there knowing the rules. I am entitled. I am qualified for self-employment. Here's why. Here's why the other ones don't really work for me. Be ready to say all that stuff. If you come in there and do that, it's very difficult for them to say no. And then if they do say no, you would say, can you help me understand why? Well, I just feel that. Well, based on the guidelines, I've shown you that I am qualified. This is the most feasible thing for me. So how is it you're able to deny me based on your feelings when I'm showing you that I should be approved based on the Congress dictated M28R guidelines? Those are hard things to refute when you say them right in their face. If I were you and I went in there for self-employment or any entitlement and they said, let me think about it, I would say, but I've already shown you I have an employment handicap. It's right there. I've proven it to you. What is there to think about? Do you need me to answer some other questions to help you make your decision? Your duty to assist says you're supposed to do everything in your power to help find entitlement. I'm giving you all the information that says I'm entitled. What is it you need? I can provide it right now. That's what I would do. And then, well, I got to think about it. What is there to think about? I already meet the entitlement criteria. Why would you say, what would there be to, well, I have to look at your records. What records are you looking at? I've already proven the entitlement criteria. Sometimes getting self-employment is as easy as who's going to give up first. I ended up it took 4 months of emails to my counselor and her supervisor. They just kept saying, no, 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 no. Finally, I requested a meeting with the assistant VBA director to prove my case. And when I finally got to the assistant VBA director and the supervisor, they could not find justification to say no. And we got it all approved and I got the equipment. So, but it took maybe 15 emails, 4 months, 3 meetings, and I had to have my ducks in a row. I had to present the information so that they could not say no. And eventually there was nothing they could say. And that's how you have to present it. So if you're not 100% sure what you want to do, just get prepared first. Don't just go in there and they won't give me a business. It's just not going to work that way. I got $25,000 worth of equipment. I could have gotten $100,000 if I really wanted to push, but I really didn't. And it wasn't about that. It was about me getting what I got. I wanted what I got. Now, if I wanted to get more equipment, it just would have had to go to the director or national, and you know, the more you need, the higher the approval level. But for a lot of you that are okay with, you need $25,000 worth of stuff, this is totally doable. Okay, so be encouraged. I feel like I could say so much more, but hopefully, you know, I gave you a lot of regs to look at. Go through self-employment, understand what the criteria is, understand what they're looking for, understand what they can't deny, what they can deny, so you can't be tricked when you go in there. Okay, so I hope this helped you guys. Congratulations on your first step to get out there and try to start your business. Be encouraged. I have a Facebook group now. That Facebook group is an answer repository. It's not a place, you know, to kick it and go, what do y'all think? And do you like this? Is this dress blue or red? This is a place where you come to get information so you can move on with your life. Thanks for watching. I'm Nick the Vet.